My name's Rahail. I'm the co-founder of MZR Roadsports, and this is our Datsun 240Z. I saw an advert in a magazine back in, I think probably say 2001. Never knew about the car before. It was just like a side profile picture of the car, and I just thought it was the perfect sort of timeless sports car silhouette. Did a little bit of research, read a few more magazines online, and it was about 6 years later that I purchased my first UK registered 240Z. So this car that we've built, which is for promotional purposes, is a 1973 240Z. This car has been fitted with 2.8 engine, which has been bored and stroked, a very torque-rich, lovely engine, 5-speed upgrade box, bespoke fuel system, fuel tank, exhaust, wheels, brakes. I mean, like I said, it's literally A to Z. We've concentrated quite a lot on the interior on this, and given it a little bit of a sort of classic modern twist, as we've, which is basically the ethos of the car. It's a classic car and it's got a modern twist. What makes the MZR car different to the others? I think at the very beginning of the process, we're one of the only 240Z specialists that send our body shells away for chemical stripping, which involves a series of dipping tanks for both the body shell and the body panels, and then it's quite a rigorous protection program. Then you've got a vast array of bespoke components which you can't get from anywhere else. Taken us many years to develop, to get right, and that ranges from the suspension, the exhaust, the interior, the engine. We've gone to great lengths to improve not only the road handling and performance of the car, but the aesthetics as well. You've got a fantastic looking car anyway, and it doesn't take a lot to make it look nice, but we've tried, especially with the interior. I feel like the interior has always needed lifting. The Japanese were very good with lots of plastic and kind of a dark, drab interior, and there is a charm to that, and we haven't detracted a million miles away from that, but we have brought a little bit of style and panache, a little bit of luxury, and to the outside as well, without detracting from the body lines and the general shape of the car. We've just introduced our own design wheels, and there's a lot of little, I think if you put two cars side by side, that would be the best way, and take a long time to look around each car. You'd see all the little things that add up to the car looking that little bit cleaner and pure. The 240Z culture is growing rapidly, I'd say, in the last 4 years. There always has been, as with many other marks, you've got that cult following. It's hard not to like the shape of the car. Everybody loves the shape of the car. And I think people, because they didn't sell that many in the UK, I don't think people realise how well they were against the other sports cars of the 70s. In terms of road handling, performance, they were streets ahead. I love the car because of its shape, because it's rare, beautiful. It's got an absolute mad following in Japan, obviously with the homeland. It's got a mad following in America, and the UK and European guys are really coming up to speed now. A lot of people who didn't know about them before are ringing us up, asking us questions. Even if they're not wanting to build an order, they're coming to ask questions on, where they can get things from and prices, etc. And I think just sitting in the car, turning the key, pressing the push start, just the little glimpses of sort of modern technology in there. But when the engine starts, it's still a 240Z engine. You know, the 6 cylinders pumping. You know, the exhaust note is lovely deep rumble. And I think just pulling away, looking in the rear view mirror, knowing that you've got a car that's so different to everybody else's. And like I said, you know, just get on that open road, drop it into gear, have the engine howling and screaming. I just can't think there's a better feeling in the world. Anybody who drives, let's just say for instance, the press car, will instantly notice an increase in power, stability. It brakes when it should. The gearbox is crisp 5-speed. You know, everything is taken into account. The seating position, the steering wheel position, the gauges, the electric gauges, the accurate gauges. It just instills confidence, and that's what the whole point of our builds is, to be able to drive the car. You know, whether it's to its limits, whether it's an A road, a B road, wherever, with confidence, so that you fully enjoy the car. You're not thinking about, you know, temperature or brake fade, you know, which, you know, a lot of these cars inherent, you know, cars of this era, you just enjoy the sound, the driving experience, you know, even the smell. You know, our cars are fuel, I mean, most of our cars are fuel injected, but they still have that air induction and you know, the sort of the rich smell, the sort of carbon and stuff. It's got everything really. It ticks all the boxes on the classic side, and I think it ticks all the boxes on the modern side. The result is, I think we've got one of the best 240Z sort of standards of marks in the world, not just in the UK. We've got a car it's a modern day, timeless classic.